All right, how's it going, everybody? I'm going to talk about the drone situation going on, as everybody pretty much is online, pretty much. I have a few things that I think are interesting about it. Like, I fly a drone, it's under the 149-ounce weight limit or whatever the weight limit is. So I can fly, 400 feet in non restricted airspace, no license, none of that. But what's weird to me is like I know that my location can be tracked if my drone's in the air at any given time very easily. So it's just weird to me that these drones are flying above 400 feet. These drones are being reported as like 6 feet long in some cases. So they're not under the weight limits, which means they would have to report with the FAA, get a waiver, this and that. And the FAA says they have no idea who they are. Like the mayor of in New Jersey, some of the mayor or whatever, doesn't know what it is. I mean, like it doesn't make any sense. And you got the Department of Defense guy or whatever, the Pentagon press secretary guy saying that there's how many drones people have. There's a million drones in the United States, so it could be hobbyists, this and that. I don't think this is hobbyists. Let me just play. This is Wright Air Force Base being shut down because of UAS, unmanned aerial system activity, unknown UAS activity. Listen.
Hey, sir, you're still approved through our Class Delta. After you leave, Columbus is going to sterilize the Class Delta as of 0330 Zulu. Patterson Class Delta is closed after your transition.
I'm sorry about that. You got stepped on by other traffic. Can you say again?
Yes, sir. Your transition is still approved. However, Patterson Class Delta is sterilized as of 0330 Zulu for heavy unknown UAS activity. Security Forces is handling it, and Columbus is going to sterilize the airspace after you leave the Delta.
Roger that. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, it was closed down for unknown UAS activity. And then this guy is over here saying, at one point, he was saying that well, he's basically saying this is just hobbyist drones, pretty much just people with fun, having a good time. But what's really trips me out is these orbs. So here's a video I'm gonna play. This is like some of the most extraordinary things that are being seen. It's like these lights, these plasmoids or something, like holograms. Like, look at that.
This astonishing video shows what appears to be a
I've seen other videos like this too, where it's basically
releasing 9 smaller, blowing red drones or orbs into the night sky.
It's basically like holograms. This thing is having babies up there. It's like almost like a living entity. It's like weird. It's a little bit creepy in my opinion, but yeah. So, and then so here's a video I found of the
or the work of an adversary.
The deputy defense press secretary. Like, I was watching a podcast and they were breaking this down. Basically, she knows the question about the drones is coming, and before she even knows what the question is, she's flipping pages, going to the page she's about to read, and her body language says it all. She like rocks back and forth twice and chomps at her lip and then answers the question.
The question.
Oh, before.
Wait, watch this again. The body language. Tell me if I'm, off a little bit.
Go.
See if she is already knowing what Jen is going to ask her. Go ahead, Rob.
Jen.
Watch. She
Sabrina, can you tell me what the Pentagon is doing to address this issue of drone sightings over New Jersey?
Chomping at her lip.
It's near sensitive.
How do you know she was going to go to that?
Installations, the FBI is involved. What is the Pentagon doing?
Sure. So at this time,
She's
aware
reading.
of those
Now she's
drone
not.
sightings that have been reported, at this time we have no evidence that these activities are coming from a foreign entity or the work of an adversary. We're going to continue to monitor what is happening, but
reading again.
She's reading.
At no point were our installations threatened when this activity was occurring.
Can you rule out that these are American drones or U.S. military drones?
These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that
this is being investigated by local law enforcement. That thank you. Thanks for putting all the local people onto the job. Like what? There's no federal agencies looking into this. The FAA doesn't know what they are. They're not maybe looking into it. All right. So now I have some video of this guy. It's the Pentagon press secretary saying there's 8,000 drones or a million drones in the United States and 8,500 are flying every day, which I understand. I have a drone. I fly it around all the time. If a guy like me can zip around my drone with impunity, I mean, there's some greater technology out there big time. Like if someone like me can access a pretty badass drone with pretty high technology that easily, obviously there's technology out there but these drones, the FAA is saying they don't know whose they are. So I mean, at the very least, if they're not US military, like this guy's about to say, they are not Department of Defense, nothing like that. These are hobbyist drones, blah 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 blah. If they're hobbyist drones, they'd be registered with the FAA and they would have a waiver. They would know exactly who's flying it at any time, just like an airplane. All right.
It's being tested within the defense today that none of the drones that are being spotted are DoD assets or something that's being tested within the Defense Department. Are all of these either civilian or otherwise, but just not Department of Defense drones?
You're talking about the drones in New Jersey up and down the, yes, they are DoD assets.
None of them are.
To my knowledge, none of them are.
Okay. And are there any sort of experimental programs going on?
I mean, I'm not taking his word for that. He's probably lying. It's most likely the answer is these actual drones. I don't know what these orbs are. Those are otherworldly. But these drones that are being seen are probably military assets. I mean, or private military industrial complex.
Where maybe drones are being tested. That,
to my knowledge, no.
Okay. What about the ones that are flying over military bases at this point? Have there been any possibilities of collecting what sort of information these drones are doing or anything like that?
Yeah, again, just to kind of put this into context, and I know that our colleagues at the White House, FAA, DHS, FBI have all made this point. So over 1 million drones registered in the United States, and on any given day, approximately 8,500 drones are, in flight. And so the vast majority of these drones are going to probably be recreational or hobbyist. They're going to be commercial drones, used in things like
of the 8,500. These are untraced, untracked.
Farming, or
this guy is saying this, but also had the nerve to say that they couldn't track them and find out their origin. So
they could be used.
Dude, I know you can track anybody who's flying a drone, track where they're at with any normal drone. I mean, there's like a remote ID that attaches me to my drone. It has to be them testing some stuff. There's some theories that they're looking for some stuff. We've lost a couple nuclear bombs in our past, and like there's a theory that one of them from a nuke from Ukraine was snuck into the United States, and that's what these things are scanning for. Because there is a video of the New Jersey governor talking about
law enforcement. Is it possible that some of those drones could be up to malign activity? It's entirely possible, but the vast majority,
possible, but there's no risk.
That is not.
They've already said there's no risk to United States citizens, but yet they don't know what it is, and there could be malign intent. Like
the case, and in the case of drones flying near or over U.S. military installations. That in and of itself, just given the volume of drone flights we see on a given day,
that's
is not
nothing new.
New.
Yeah, come on.
We take,
dude, fucking shutting down air bases is nothing new. I mean, I guess could be right. Yeah. So basically, they're giving us the runaround. I want to try to find some of the videos of the drones. Basically, I gotta try to find the videos, but there's all sorts of different type of drones being seen, but they're saying they're 6 feet, there's like the size of a car, literally, and above the New Jersey mayor's own home, there was like there's drones flying over like big time people's houses, with, you know, no threat at all. But here's the mayor talking
like
about
some kind of contact even near President-elect Donald Trump's home.
Yeah,
And
like, look at that.
critical
They're flying
infrastructure.
around anywhere.
Belleville Mayor Michael Mellum says the
Here's the
drone
mayor.
sightings are creating anxiety in his town, and he's looking for answers. And he joins us this morning right here on Good Day New York.
Like,
Thank
the
you for joining
mayors
us, Mayor.
don't know the
President-elect Trump
congressmen.
says that the Biden administration knows what's going on. Our government knows what's going on. You're the mayor of of Bellevue. What do you know?
We know very little. About 6 days ago, there was an unprecedented briefing with every single mayor in the state of New Jersey, along with every member of our state legislature. We learned exactly at that time what the state knows, which was very little. Since then, information has not been forthcoming. And it's this lack of transparency, in my opinion, that's doing nothing but fueling conspiracy theories online.
Do you have any idea what it could be? Or which side it could be, where it's coming from?
Yeah, I can tell you what it's not. We know for a fact it's not little green men. And more than likely, it's not a foreign adversary, because they would be able to figure out.
Here's another thing, like, a lot of the drones that are being seen, they're using FAA regulated lighting. So if it was a foreign adversary, this guy makes the point that they would override the lights. They wouldn't have lights on.
How to turn off the blinking lights.
Unless they're trying to fuck with us. I mean,
these drones are huge. We had a mayor yesterday on the call with the White House telling them that he had 6-foot drones hovering over his house. Yet they continue to tell us, we don't know what we're talking about. It's misidentification. Certainly there's
a mayor had a 6-foot drone flying above his house for hours, and he doesn't know what it is. There's
some misidentification probably going on, but I could assure you that we are seeing drones in New Jersey all over the place.
All right, so Bethany Frankel, I know.
Yeah, so I mean, it's nonstop. Let's see. I had a video. Let me download this real quick. It's from an airplane. They're like above the clouds, and you can just see like a bunch of these lights just fucking chilling above the clouds. And then also there's video of the space station live feed shut down. A video of that after these things go by.
Can you go back real quick?
This is kind of right here. Okay, so here's some of the lights from the airplane. It's kind of shitty. I mean, it's like from a phone, but you can see these lights above the clouds there, just hovering and chilling. And so basically in the they're having UFO oversight meetings right now in Congress, and they're saying that there is craft out. There's patents on craft similar to this. I mean, Bob Lazar has been saying it since the 80s that in S4 and Area 51 we have several of these downed crafts. I mean, this is nothing really new, but I feel like we back engineered some of this alien craft, and we're flying it around, zipping it around and testing it, and they might have to keep it a secret because it's national security. It's all, that whole jargon. So I mean but these orbs are what really freaked me out. That one that was like having babies in the sky. There's high resolution photos being taken of these, and they look like nucleuses. They have like a force field around them, basically. I'll try to find the video. Here's the ISS space station live feed. You can see the light going by, the orb going by. You can just see it floating by, and then all of a sudden it says the live feed has ended. Little late, the thing already went by, but yeah, I mean, and this was, I mean, it's just, there you go. Live feed has ended. So it's just another weird thing. These things are being seen by everybody. I mean, I saw, oh shit, I actually saw one, not a drone. I seen one of the orbs like a month ago. Broad daylight though. It was broad daylight, and it was, I'm not 100% sure. It could have been like a light flare or something, but I'm pretty sure it was one of these orbs, especially because this was before all this shit was coming out. I mean, yeah, I've like looked into that stuff, so I've kind of known, but like, because the 370, the flight 370, 2014 Malaysian flight MH370 was basically the one that disappeared, was surrounded by these orbs. Like, this is it right here. This is 2014. This is the flight that disappeared. It was being circled by these. It was being circled by these orbs. And then it just fucking disappeared. Look at those circling it, and
trying to evade its strange pursuers.
And there's two angles of this
but
video.
the bright spheres
there's
stay
a satellite
locked on target,
video from up
refusing
top
to break their formation.
As this
then,
video.
as the plane straightens its path once more, all
And
three
then
objects
they're
suddenly
like,
converge on the helpless
these
aircraft.
three drones fucking
A bizarre flash
zap
occurs,
that thing.
and the plane has vanished.
That plane has never been
Upon
found.
closer inspection, the aircraft
Never.
bears a striking resemblance.
Here's the satellite
that when
view.
viewing the video by crossing your eyes,
Satellite
a perceptible 3D depth becomes apparent in elements like the clouds in orb flash. They also provided split-screen footage showing the stereo effect directly. This stereoscopic capability matches known sensors equipped on advanced reconnaissance satellites like the classified NROL-22, suspected of capturing the
So, I
event.
mean, these drones,
Going back
these
to
orbs, here's the actual
NROL-22,
disappearing.
tantalizingly close to the location depicted in the satellite footage during the projected time period of MH370's disappearance.
Gone. Say what you want. They've been around. Yeah, so I mean, there's been reports of this, but anyways, I want to find there's some shit.
It's really cute. And it's huge. It's so big. It looks so much closer in person.
Yeah, my camera
things are
doesn't
just
do it. Looks like a
jetting by.
spaceship, right? Like that doesn't look like a drone, right? That looks like a spaceship. It's like a small plane. It really is like a small
I
plane.
mean, it looks like a plane that we could build, especially with the lights and stuff that it has going off. That's like, it's like as if it has to be following our regulations. I mean, it's a little bit. Look, now she's got
2, 3, 4, 5,
5 drones
6,
in the sky,
7 right here.
and they're
This one is
staying in the sky
extremely
for a long
low.
time. But anyways, yeah. So I mean, I think it's all weird. There's UFO hearings going on right now, and they're talking about this. I mean, they're talking about these being seen
the
everywhere.
activity
This is part
been
of the
aggressive,
oversight.
been hostile in your reports?
I know of multiple colleagues of mine that got
I
physically
feel like
injured.
this is old.
And
Yeah, I feel like this is
the
old
activity.
footage.
And I got
But that's David Grush. I mean, he's been doing hearings for years about he's in the military, was in the military. He's been having them for years about this kind of shit. This one's a freaky looking drone right here. This one's a freaky looking one.
I haven't seen them.
That's not a drone, dude. That's not a drone. Like, that's a fucking Star Wars spacecraft, dude. That's some new crazy shit. It's like a fucking scorpion. It's like a scorpion
one
flying
point-
through the sky.
I showed
Crazy.
up. He's losing.
Yeah. So I mean, there's just a lot of crazy shit going on. The orbs are what really are trippy to me, though. But anyways, yeah. So they're flying over restricted airspace. They're way over the 149 ounce or whatever it is weight limit. And my drone's under that weight limit. Since they are over that weight limit, they should be registered with the FAA, and they should have everyone should know who they are. I mean, it's not that if someone's flying a plane around at night, think of it. If someone's just jetting planes around at night and they're like, oh, we don't know who's flying that plane. It's like bullshit. You can track where the plane's going. You can track where these drones are going. So, I mean, they got it. It's possible that these are ours looking for, they were saying with the nuke thing, the biohazard, they're looking for some sort of nuclear waste or something like that, because they are being seen flying in grid patterns, like they're searching for something and it's in that area. But also they could just be testing some new shit in that area. Or yeah, it's probably they're probably trying to with the new year coming up, and I wouldn't even be surprised if it's some crazy shit to monitor us while Trump's president. Some crazy shit. That's why it's kind of interesting that these are flying over his resort, their Bedminster or whatever, Bedminster. You know, there's a theory that they're surveying his golf course there, so they know every inch and every detail, so that, you know, they can follow him around or get rid of him, you know. But anyways, a lot of theories. Thank you. Later.